Hello and welcome back to TUPCast, the Untitled Podcasters podcast where we talk about films and get heavily off topic by doing so. My name is Andrew. I am one of your hosts. Alongside me, my other hosts, Steve
How's it going?
and Colby.
Hey everybody.
And this is the first episode we've recorded of 2024, so hope all of our listeners had a good holiday and a happy new year. And we're recording this on January 21st. I, for one, have not stuck to my New Year's resolution. Don't know how others are doing there. But
Don't do
today
those
we
anymore.
actually, yeah, I think I say to just to cheer myself up.
No disappointment if you don't make one that you can't keep,
Right, who's gonna know?
That's why I just don't make them.
Exactly.
Right. So for today's episode, we actually have stuff that we know what we're gonna talk about today. We are going to be reviewing the films that came out in 2023 and ranking them in a kind of like a Final Fantasy kind of situation. So what we're gonna do is each of us have crafted a list of our top 6 movies that we think did well in theaters or were released in 2023. There are some films on here that were streaming service films. We are going to be going in rounds and claiming movies for ourselves and basing them on scores, and then at the end, whoever has the highest score will be the winner. How we're going through the scores here is I have a spreadsheet open and I'm filling it in as we go through. First round, for example here, Steve will pick a movie. So let's go with the Titanic, which was not released in 2023, but was re-released. I'll look up the Titanic. I'll get the IMDb score, which will be out of 10. And I just had that open. So that was a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And we're going to look at Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Now, the audience score for Titanic was 69. So we'd give that a 6.9. And then we'll average those scores together, and that'll be the total score for that film. We'll go, hopefully I'm not just talking too long here. We'll go in order. It'll be round 1 will be Steve, Colby, and then myself. Round 2 will be Colby, myself, and then Steve. And then round 3 will be me, Steve, and Colby. And we have 6 rounds, so we will do that rotation again twice. Am I missing anything here?
So once a movie's claimed, it can't be claimed again. So essentially,
Yes.
It's going to be a list of 18 of the top potential movies from 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do the same sort of system, except our list of the worst 3 movies of 2023 after.
Correct.
In the same fashion, where you can't double them. Once a movie's taken, it's gone.
And I can definitely see myself going. I don't have enough picked for movies that I don't want to put on the list, like lower scoring movies.
Yeah.
Another thing to mention is that
bad movies.
Yeah, none of us have, at least to my knowledge, none of us have looked up the scores already. So we're all going into this blind based off of what we are thinking how movies performed.
That is true.
Cool. All right. Anybody need to weigh anything in before we go to the drafting process?
No, I'm curious how it's gonna go. We'll see what happens.
I'm very intrigued to see how this goes myself.
Because
Right, so
I based my list off of just my favorite movies of 2023, and I didn't really think about how well they might have scored in the public eye. So
right.
We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, so that's kind of like we'll go to trivia every now and then the questions there are it's like Family Feud style. So it'd be like name a character who lives in the 100-acre woods besides Winnie the Pooh. So you might think Tigger
Eeyore.
automatically, but Eeyore could based off of what they've surveyed for people. So it's kind of similar to that. Like what you think is right might not be right.
Makes sense.
And then I should have mentioned there, after every round, I will give the scores for each round and see where everyone stands.
Sounds good.
All right, so Steve, you're gonna kick us off if you want to give us your first one, and I'm gonna stop sharing my spreadsheet with these guys so they don't get to see the scores as it unfolds.
Typical. This is a tough choice now because I had a list of this is the movie that I like the most this year, but there's like other movies that probably scored better.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna take John Wick 4 right off the list.
All
Just
right.
just get it
Oh,
as my top movie of the year. Just enjoyed the hell out of that one. That was when we saw all three of us, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched all 4 John Wick movies in one day.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Did you watch? You
Now I
watched them
remember.
on like hyperspeed, right? Didn't you watch them like 1.5, or was that Lord of the Rings?
No, that was Lord of the Rings.
Okay, gotcha.
And I still
Uh,
didn't finish the second one.
The Wick movies like all kind of blend together for me at this point, like, but they're all just enjoyable at their own level. And I just remember that like overhead action sequence in this one. It almost looked like a video
Mhm.
game with that like exploding shotgun situation that he had going. And that was just something like new and inventive that I didn't expect for a John Wick movie. I kind of just expected a whole nother shoot 'em up that was just like pretty straightforward for what it is, but I really enjoyed that. And obviously him just like rolling down every single flight of stairs at the end
Poor
was
Keanu.
pretty
How many takes
fantastic.
do you think that took for them?
That was probably like 3 weeks worth of rolling, you know? They just kept going and going and going until it was
Rolling,
done. So
rolling.
John Wick 4 is an easy one. I could, because it's one on my list that I could just watch over and over again. I don't have to think about it, and it's not like so much of an epic, which I feel like this is the year of the epic. So
Yeah.
there it is.
Good first choice there.
I feel like it
Great
did well.
first
So
choice.
Yeah,
is that
I
your first choice, Colby?
It was like my top 4.
Yeah, gotcha.
that one was not actually in mine. It was on my alternative list, but not in my top few. So
Gotcha.
I'm looking good here so far.
Gotcha.
Colby, you're up if you want to. Unless Steve, you had anything else you wanted to add into that.
No, I'm good. Unless anyone else has anything to say on John Wick 4.
I was just gonna say I hadn't seen any of the John Wicks before seeing John Wick 4, so I thought it'd be right if I watched 4 of them.
That's quite a
I didn't
day.
realize that there was no reliance of knowledge on the other films until I had
No, but
finished them.
Don't
But
you
they
feel
were all
better as a person just because you've seen them all?
absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed each and every one of them too. So,
Nice.
and I also think I got more references to having watched them all right before seeing the new one.
Well, yeah, you know, like the rules,
You,
because there's a lot of
Andrew, you
rules.
didn't just watch a movie. You experienced a saga.
Yeah,
No, right. I got my Keanu.
from life to death. I mean, essentially.
Right, right.
Everyone keeps saying I'm back. Well, I guess I'm back.
All right, you know what? Let's end the podcast. I want to go watch John Wick.
Go. Sounds good. All right, bye. I see you guys next week. All right, you're up, Colby.
Colby, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna throw a
First-
pretty safe one out there.
First round pick here.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I knew that was.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna be there.
I had to get that out there, man. I'm surprised Steve didn't pick Oppenheimer first.
I thought that was gonna be the first one, honestly.
It probably has better scores than John Wick 4, but I just, at the end of the day, I was like, if I wanted to sit down and watch a movie, which one of those two would I pick? And it's John Wick 9 times out of 10.
No, that's true. It's a good point.
I agree. If I had to
fault you
choose
for
between
that.
the two, but we're playing to win here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
This isn't just a game.
Yeah.
Bragging rights.
Right now, you two are my only friends, and you're my best friends. So I hope that's the same after this episode.
I don't
Not
know,
if you
Andrew. We
take all
played
my
Uno. What was it? Uno Extreme or something?
No Mercy?
No mercy.
Uno No Mercy.
Yeah.
We played No Mercy, and we're still friends,
Yeah.
so I think we're good.
All
There you
right. Besties for life, right?
There we go.
go.
Any
I mean,
elaboration?
I was gonna say there's not too much to say about Oppenheimer. I think it's just a well-made film. Like I wouldn't even call it like necessarily a movie. Like it's just like in a league of its own. It is a film, and it is so well made, directed, cast. They just did such a good job with it. I know a lot of people thought it was boring. It did have some slow parts to it, but it was just so well crafted that it's one of my top movies of all time.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
Phil-
a very, very
Go
good
ahead,
movie.
Andrew.
I was just gonna say I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, yeah. I was just gonna piggyback on what you were saying. Like I feel like Oppenheimer is like an experience. It wasn't like a movie going, like you're just going to the movies. It just felt like an experience. And the IMAX with like the theater was full. You also had like the
Yeah,
whole like the Barbenheimer of it all going on at the same time. It was like a weird, awesome time for movies that we haven't had in a long time.
and I don't expect we're gonna have for quite some time.
No, I don't think
agree.
you're gonna have
Yeah.
two bangers like
The
that for a while.
Barbenheimer piggybacking off each other was like such an experience and such a like a novelty for film goers that that's
Yeah.
not coming back forever.
No.
It's also
It
like
was
the
like right
easiest.
place, right time.
Yeah. It's also like the easiest like date night choice. Well, if I go see Barbie, you have to go see Oppenheimer, and that's how everyone
Yeah,
saw both. So,
I've
and
never
Barbie,
seen
it's
two
not
movies
bad.
like compete like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And two, one's about the atomic bomb, and one's about like plastic dolls.
Right.
Like,
Barbie.
couldn't be any more different.
I
But
think that's what makes it so great.
yeah, they don't make sense together, but it was like a beautiful marriage. Good choice. That was
Thanks,
top
guys.
3 for me. So,
Yeah, that was on my list too. I can
well, I'm
eliminate that
curious
one
to
there.
where Andrew's going now.
Well, I have seen most of the movies on my list, but I would say, like, if it gets to the point, and I will say when I haven't, there are some movies on this list that I have not seen.
I also have a couple that I have not seen.
But for me, I'm gonna take my. We've already talked about it a little. I'm gonna take Barbie for my number one.
Yeah, that was on
Wow.
my list.
Yeah, my number one and
That's
number
tough.
two were Barbie and Oppenheimer.
All
I
3
feel
of
like
those
it can get a
movies
little.
were in a row for me.
Yeah, so I feel like after this first round, this is gonna get a little more dicey.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go from here.
Yeah. Like I've already eliminated stuff off of the list I had here. I had so yeah, Barbie was an experience. I dressed up for that one, and
Or a miniskirt.
I wore a Hawaiian shirt. I went to the store and got sunglasses right before.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It was an experience, and I was happy to have experienced it. I expected the movie to be a lot more dumb, like a lot.
Yeah.
But I was still happy with what I got out of it.
It had a clear message that it wanted to send,
Absolutely.
and it sent it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Your choice?
part of the I think part of Andrew's disappointment with it, or not even disappointment, but just not letting it live up to the expectations. The marketing did not coincide with the actual plot of the movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
for real.
I think that was the problem. I don't think the plot
Like-
of the movie was the problem. I think it was the marketing was advertising something very, very different. It was like a dumb, funny, go wild movie.
Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
if you know me, I appreciate bad humor. And the first 20 minutes when it was really stupid, I was having the time of my life. And like no,
That was the best part. The first
It
like
was.
half hour.
Yeah.
It was great.
And then it got so real. And like I feel like okay to say this. Like it made me feel bad for being a guy. Like it did.
Well, I think that was the point.
I think that was the message, and the message was well across. Except I'm not one of those guys that the movie was trying to make us out to be. Anyway,
Yeah.
that brings us to the end of round one. I have all the averages put in already. I did them as we were going through. I will share the averages, and then I will share my screen so you can look at them if you need a minute to. So first we'll go Steve, John Wick 4. On IMDb, it had a 7.7.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Rotten
pretty good.
Tomatoes,
Oh, probably got killed.
audience score, got a 9.3.
Oh wow.
Oh
See,
my
the
god.
audience knows what's up.
Yeah.
So in your your round one average is 8.5.
Okay, very respectable B.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know if you still have it pulled up,
Yes.
but what is the critic score for John
Oh,
Wick
it's gonna
4?
be like a 6 something probably.
I just have to know.
Actually, I don't remember if it. It was actually, so the tomato meter has it as 94, so it was higher.
Oh,
Yeah,
Critics liked it too. That's weird.
interesting.
right.
Yeah.
That's something there. All right, so now Colby, you had Oppenheimer on IMDb. That was an 8.4,
Yeah.
and
It's
on
gonna
Rotten
be very
Tomatoes,
similar, like an 87.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 9.1.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So your
that's
average,
not
Colby.
bad.
So Steve's average is 8.5. Your average is 8.75.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
I'm
me,
happy with that. I'm cool with that.
I had Barbie, as we just discussed.
Andrew's gonna
Oh,
demolish
Barbie
us, Steve.
crushed both of
Andrew's gonna
these.
demolish us.
IMDb
9.1.
6.9.
Really?
6.9.
6.9?
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be way higher.
Rotten Tomatoes, the
Oh, it's like
audience.
a 96.
Colby, you have a guess?
I was gonna say high 90s. I'm gonna go with 94.
83.
83?
Wow.
So
Whoa,
Must be
my
all those
higher than I
average.
guys.
thought.
It was all the guys that bombed it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So
Oh,
my
was this
average.
one of those? Was this one of those
Go
movies
ahead.
that got, like review bombed? I guess that's like a thing
It
now.
had to have been.
Yeah.
They for sure.
This was my number one choice on my overall list. And I'm in third place right now.
That
My
was in my
average was
top 3.
We're all pretty
7.6.
close though.
Yeah, so I'll share the screen again just so you can just so you can, gentlemen, can take a look at
Yeah,
that
that
there.
movie I'm pretty sure it got review bombed. And
I
that's why.
I
was not
vaguely
expecting
remember
that.
that happening.
I'm glad I looked mine up before I started talking about it because like I would have like as you guys were talking, I was looking them up.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like just react to it as I was speaking. But so that's where we're at right now. So right now, Colby is in the lead with an 8.5. Steve, you're close, very close behind him with an 8.5, and I've got a 7.6.
Oh, you said I had 8.5. I'm at 8.75.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he's in the lead. Steve's got the 8.5 there. All right, so let's go right into round 2 then.
Colby's up.
Yeah, so for
All
round
right,
2 is going to be Colby, then I'm second, and Steve's third.
I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right.
That's a good critic choice for sure.
And my justification for that one, not only is it a fun, good film, but it is, I would argue, one of the better Marvel films to come out since Endgame or Spider-Man, I guess.
Probably.
And so I feel like being that, because all the other Marvel movies have been demolished. So I feel like that one might have gotten really good reviews because it was just so much better than the other garbage that came before it.
Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense to me.
I agree. That one definitely had, I think, the most. Like that was in my top 6. That was my number 5.
I didn't see many people complaining about Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No,
it like didn't have a lot of hype, but it didn't have complaints either, which is probably good for a Marvel product at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, and I really
personally.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Guardians has was never my favorite franchise in the MCU. I liked them all, but I never I didn't have the same attachment going into the third one as I think a lot of other people did. Guardians 2 is my favorite of the trilogy, but not to say it wasn't good. I still thoroughly enjoyed myself with it though.
I liked introducing like Adam Warlock and stuff like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I think it was it did a great job because it was still the comedy and family humor and all that crap, but they did have such like a serious undertone to it that I think it balanced it out pretty well.
The like animal cruelty of it all.
Yeah, it was pretty dark, but it was
sad.
also like such a fun movie too.
Well, it's just like we're not going to get James Gunn Marvel movies anymore, which is going to be kind of strange.
Yeah.
But hopefully this means the DC universe will improve. We'll see. Just give me more Peacemaker. That's all I want.
I was going to say, if we can get Peacemaker on every level, we're good.
Just just pump a new season out every year. I will watch it till the end of time because that first season was fantastic. And that's how good
better than any of
Guardians
the Marvel
was.
shows.
Right. Right.
Still haven't watched Echo.
Nope,
It's got really good reviews though.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah, I just haven't had the time or again, the care to.
I know. Yeah.
I think that's the
had the
biggest
time,
problem.
I probably
Regardless of
watched it.
quality, I think they've just ruined my motivation to actually want to consume their products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I am up next. I'm looking at what I have left. I have 3 left in my top 6.
That's a good spot. That's where you want to be.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at which one of these 3 I want to go with. To take the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I didn't even have that on my list at all.
Yeah, that was on my list. That was high on my list.
I don't know how I missed it.
That one, you know what? When I was going through the list of it, it just was not like it didn't come to my mind until I saw it, and I was like, oh, I have to put that down there. Yeah, that was a great movie. I loved that movie.
Might be the best animated movie this year.
I would argue that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh no, there's another one that I won't speak of yet.
Yeah, because that one's on my list as well.
I have a feeling I have it too.
Yep,
but
I was between that and this one for this year.
Yeah, I think the Mario movie did really well. Obviously, plot wise, didn't have too much of a plot, but like the Bowser piano thing is like the longest ongoing meme that I've seen in so long.
Yep.
Not as big as it was,
it's
but
not going away.
Yeah.
Well, Jack Black has kept it going because he'll make guest spots with other bands and he'll wear Bowser outfits.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So he keeps it going in that sense too.
It'll die for a week and then he'll show up somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any truth to this or not, but I heard that he is pitching for the sequel to be a musical surrounding Bowser's Revenge.
Oh god.
I think I heard that too. I heard the musical part. I don't know if I heard the plot.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but I just read that online somewhere.
It's a great pick. It was definitely a top movie this year for me. It was in my top 10 probably. I don't know if it was top 5, top 6.
Steve,
all right, Steve, I guess you're up.
All right. There's a movie I want to take because it'll be gone by the time I pick next, but I think the safe pick is Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't think either of you guys saw this, right?
No, but I did have it on my list because I knew it did pretty well.
As did I.
An absolute it's like a masterpiece in its own right of how Oppenheimer is. It's got the same formula, it feels like. Obviously one of them is Chris Nolan, the other one's Scorsese, so it's in their vision. But it's one of those just epic movies that it's it'll be talked about for a long time. It is very long. There's probably moments and sections that could have been cut out completely, and it's still the same movie. You still get the same outcome, but these directors nowadays just have to throw in all the scenes that they feel like need to be in there. It's one of the odd movies where DiCaprio is not the best actor in it. He's not.
Interesting.
Lily Gladstone is way better than him, and she has way less lines and way less screen time. He's almost like a knucklehead, and he's kind of dumb almost, and he does that fine, but he's definitely outshined by some of the other actors in the movie, especially the main character of the Indian woman. I can't remember her name, but
yeah.
It's just one of those holy shit, this happened and nobody talks about it because it's based on true events that happened to this Indian tribe that, again, I should have wrote this stuff down, but awesome movie. I saw it with Kate, my wife. She really liked it, even though it was 3 hours plus long. It moved. It moved at its own.
That's usually where she stops.
Yeah, she's 90 minutes. I'm out, so it was impressive.
We did Oppenheimer, and Mission Impossible, and she made it through both.
She did make it through both, and those are like our types of movies, not her types of movies.
Yeah.
No.
So I remember how excited she was, like trying to stay awake.
Yeah. Well, she didn't make it through John Wick. Remember, she left with like a migraine.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Which was like the best movie of the year. And she was like, "Son of a bitch." She actually wanted to see that one.
Of course, it was the one she wanted to see.
Oh yeah,
right.
But you guys should see Killers of the Flower Moon when you get a chance. It just you have to like carve out time because it's a haul.
Trying to see about just putting averages in right now.
That one's got to be high. Everyone loves Scorsese.
Yeah.
Except
as
for the
I
people
mentioned
that don't.
last time, I'm not a huge DiCaprio fan.
I love DiCaprio.
Yeah. I don't want to do some. I want to do average. I'm trying to. I don't have the average like as the first two rounds combined. I have just round two, which I think
over there.
I think this might be more fun if we don't know the like total averages at the end until the end.
Yeah. For sure.
But so I'll read them off again and then I'll share it for you guys just to look at. So Colby, you said Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Right, IMDb gave that a score of 7.9.
No.
Really?
I would have put it a little higher than that. Rotten Tomatoes audience score, it had a 94.
That's what we're looking for.
So your average for round 2 is an 8.65.
Okay. So you're right in that like. Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, so you're 0.1 below your round 1 average. And sorry, just lost my train of thought for a sec there. So I had Mario for my second choice there. IMDb
8.1.
Colby, you have a guess?
I'm gonna say 9 even.
IMDb gave it a 7.
Whoa.
7? Well, the plot probably killed it for people.
The plot was not great. There was not much of a plot at all.
No, it's just hanging out with Mario.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95. So
yeah, exactly.
Cut some losses there. So my average for round 2 is an 8.25.
Okay, respectable.
Yep. Moving on to Killers of the Flower Moon.
Ooh.
IMDb
8.8.
8.8. Colby, you want to guess?
I'll say 9.1.
7.7.
Wow, we have really missed the marks on these ones.
I think
we're way too high. Way too high.
Rotten Tomatoes.
81. I don't think the audience was as favorable either.
Colby, you want to take a guess on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go lower this time. I'm gonna say 70. I'm gonna say 77.
Rotten Tomatoes had an 84.
84.
Yeah, it was lower. We were right.
Well, it was both higher than both of your guesses just there.
It was.
So your round 2 average is an 8.05.
Oh, and rough for a movie like that.
I know. So Colby, you are still in first for both rounds. For round 2, I have second place, and Steve takes third place there. So I don't know how those averages are going to pan out for the next couple rounds. Any questions before we take on round 3?
Nope. Go for your pick, sir. So.
Okay. I'm going to stop streaming. My round 3 choice. I'm going to take the other animated movie and take Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That was an incredible movie.
Was that top 6 for you?
That was number 6 on my top 6. Gotcha. So I still have 1, but the way this is going, I thought I might be safer going with this one here.
Gotcha.
I remember going to see the Into the Spider-Verse movie, not having any expectations. I was excited. And it just blew me away. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. And so I went into this one with higher expectations, and as a rule, I try to go in with generally low expectations, just so I can enjoy myself more.
You've been disappointed before.
It's happened multiple occasions. This one lived up to my expectations, and I was very happy to see that. So I enjoyed that one there. I also liked. I was sitting next to Amelia, Steve's daughter, for this one here, and she just like had such good like commentary that was, I think, made my experience a lot better.
Yeah, sometimes like the people around you can really like alter a movie viewing. I think this was a good one.
I remember they showed a trailer for like a Netflix movie, and she tapped me on the shoulder. She went, "Why are they advertising Netflix in a movie theater?" I'm like, yeah, that's a great question.
Well, she's just figured out that like actors are in different things because we saw the trailer for Ferrari. He goes, "Is that Kylo Ren?" And I was like, "Yes, that's Kylo Ren." And
That's
she
your
was
daughter,
like,
Steve.
"Yeah, I'm like Adam Driver," and she was like, "No, that's Kylo." And I was like, "We'll explain that another day." I appreciate that you understand that. Like,
take the win. Take the win.
We'll explain to you that that's a person with a name who does a role at some point in the future. But I respected it. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. That's what is going to be my choice if you somehow missed it.
I have one more remains that was in my top 6. So we've gone through 7 movies, and these scores are really surprising me. All right. So for round 3, Steve, you're up next.
Have to be. I'm gonna take a recent one just because I want it on my list. I'm gonna take Godzilla -1. I saw it alone at 11 a.m. on a Thursday, and
that's early.
well, I have to like time it so that I can pick her up at school. So it was like I could go see that and still pick her up. So there was about 8 people in the theater. It was like me and like 2 other dudes and like 3 other couples or whatever the math is. But I wasn't expecting it to be much, but it was like that old school Japanese Godzilla movie that I remember as a kid. My dad used to watch them all the time on like repeat. He only watched Godzilla movies and Rocky movies, and that was it. Like that's all I watched was those 2 things.
So that's what shaped you.
Yeah, but like this felt like one of those. Obviously, it's like takes place in Japan. It's very much like tied in to like the original material of the original Godzilla and how it formed and all that stuff. Like the actual, I guess they made this movie for like $5 or $6 million, and like Godzilla looks fantastic. So like, it's not CGI, at least in the sense of like movies, like American movies, I guess. But it just felt real and good and like authentic. And like whenever Godzilla was on screen, it was awesome. Like they used his skill set and his abilities and his like terrifying nature and how big he is and what he can do so well, and I just like really enjoyed it.
This one was not on my list.
No, I didn't have this on my list either.
I'm not as familiar with this franchise as I would like to be.
We gotta do like a movie monster marathon because Godzilla is like one of the best movie monsters.
Well, from what I've heard, I have to agree.
I've seen all of the modern day Godzilla movies except for this one.
All right, Colby, you are up.
Okay. Now, most of my top picks have been chosen, so I'm kind of starting to dig a little for some of these ones. I'm gonna go with The Creator.
I had that on my list. That's good. That was a good
I had that on my need to see list because I made like a whole list of movies that I probably should have saw.
The Creator was a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly like I don't even know. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, even though it kind of was at the same time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's another one of those movies that it was very well made. I think the cinematography in it, just like the lighting and the camera angles, and just they made it like it was a beautiful movie to look at. It was almost like dystopian ish. But like I don't know, it was a very like aesthetically pleasing movie.
Yeah,
and the plot was very very good as well. It had a pretty good plot.
I remember when we saw that one. Like same as you, like I didn't know. I knew it was gonna be about AI, and I don't want to ruin it for Steve, but I'll just.
It's streaming somewhere now. I have to watch it.
Yeah, I want to say it's on Hulu, but it might be
it's
something
either
else.
Hulu or Amazon Prime, one of those.
I think Amazon Prime has everything. It left me feeling bad for characters I wasn't expecting to feel bad for.
Yes, yeah.
I was
sympathetic to things that you weren't supposed to be.
Yeah. I was John David Washington in it because I feel like he's hit or
He
miss.
was really good.
He was pretty good. I don't know many other things he's been in, but I did enjoy him in that.
Like he was in Tenet, which I really liked as a movie, but I thought his acting was a little weird.
I never saw Tenet.
Yeah, that's a weird. That's another Chris Nolan movie you have to watch about 19 times to fully understand, and then you'll still never fully understand.
Great.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
I have to devote 2 decades of my life to trying to decipher this movie.
Well, it's like the other one there with DiCaprio, the
Inception.
Inception. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody
think
knows what's happening.
We ever stand. Yeah, no. Does the top fall over? Does it not fall over? What, are we in a dream? Or are we not in a dream? Like it's one of those movies. Yeah, I'll have to see the creator. It was on my. I made a list of have to see movies because there were movies that could have made my list if I saw them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's a handful of movies that I haven't seen that are on my list.
Yeah. We're at the halfway point right now too. So if you guys want,
I don't have a lot of good stuff left.
That's
I have
great.
Real quick.
I have quite a few left. On my alternative list is there are some obscure ones that I just hope I get to say at some point. I'll go through the list of other stuff afterward.
I'm gonna read off everything I wrote down at the end because I have some bangers on here that I just have to say out loud.
I think what we should do is like afterwards we need to like revisit our top 6 and see how bad they were because it's not looking how we had imagined.
Pretty happy with mine so far.
You just give me a second. I'll give us a halfway score. I want to just banter about something.
Banter.
Yes.
I also put 3 TV shows on my lists in different spots. Are those allowed?
I mean, I don't want to say I didn't put in any TV shows, so what are they?
Nor did I.
I put Secret Invasion on my worst list.
Because
that show was dog shit.
Yep.
I put Loki season 2 on my best list.
Better not put season 2 of Loki on your worst list.
No, it's on my best. I put all these at the end because I was trying to think of things that came out this year that I didn't see on that list, and I was like, oh yeah, Loki. Oh yeah. How bad was Secret Invasion? And then I also wrote down Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, which is that King Kong show. Oh, not King Kong, Godzilla show.
Oh yeah.
I put that on my best list because I just finished that last night.
It's on my list of stuff to watch. I have not seen it yet.
It's really good, and it has like it sets up like there's gonna be another season, and it sets it up really good.
All right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, whoa! It was one of those like I sat there and I was like, holy shit, they're really doing that like out loud. Like it was one of those. Not many things catch me off guard anymore, but this one caught me off guard. So it was nice.
I don't think for this I would count TV shows.
Like I said, I put them way at the end. If it was like if it was a desperate maneuver where I didn't have anything left.
All right,
I'm not too worried about it.
So round 3, definitely.
Weird.
Yeah,
I don't think my got any fan love whatsoever. So
It changed the game.
Yep.
So I went first with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, Spider-Man crushed it.
IMDb, guesses anyone?
0.9.
I'm gonna say 9.4.
IMDb gave it a 8.6.
Oh, okay.
Which is the highest of my first three.
Honestly, 9.0 and above is probably almost impossible.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at these ratings.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes, guesses?
97. Nobody didn't like this movie.
See, all right. I've been overconfident too many times.
I think this is the right one to be confident on.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They've been tripping me up so far. I'm gonna go with 89.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
My round 3 average was a solid 9.
Yeah,
okay.
that's huge.
That definitely helped me.
That's the best. That's the best rated movie of all of them so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so far.
You're playing
Steve,
the game, Andrew.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah, that got fucking killed. Probably like a 5.7.
So, Colby, do you have an IMDb guess?
It's a Japanese subtitled movie.
I'm gonna guess a 7.8.
Oh, it's way too high.
8.3.
8.3?
Oh,
holy shit!
Yep. Rotten
wow.
Tomatoes. Audience
Rotten
score.
Tomatoes.
Please
8.
give me
I'm
your
gonna
guesses.
say. I'm gonna say. Whoa.
They're on par.
I'm gonna say 86.
You got a 98.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my
what a
god.
pick. That's a dark horse right
Dude,
there.
they crushed it.
Yep.
I don't even remember what I picked.
Steve, your round 3 average. Mine was a 9.
Wow.
Yours is a 9.05.
Wow. Coming out of the gates, Godzilla crushing the competition.
Yep. So that definitely, and that's what's gonna happen with these movies that we're not sure about.
Yeah.
Colby, you had said The Creator.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
7.1.
Any guess for IMDb?
8.7.
Oh wow.
IMDb gave it a 6.8.
Ooh.
What?
It's a crushing blow.
I was surprised by that one too.
Did we watch the same movie?
I have it up open, just making sure I didn't look at that wrong. I'm double checking these as I go through them to make sure because I'm in shock for some of these.
I'm gonna say 88.
I think 81.
7.6. 76.
Oh.
What movie did they watch?
So, Colby,
brutal.
you're.
I thought I was screwed on this round.
First 2 rounds, Colby, you had first.
Third
round, you got a 7.2 average.
Oh,
I got demolished.
Oh.
So, halfway through round 1 here, and I'll share, and as I read off these here, share my screen here. In first place, we have Steve with 8.35. In second place, we have Colby. I'm sorry. Sorry, Colby. Second place is me with 8.23. And then third place, not far by a long shot, with 8.2 is Mr. Colby Watson.
Oh, I'm coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's tight.
So, there's our end of Act 1.
But the problem is I'm not confident in anything left that I have on this list.
Oh, I have some that I think are going to be hidden gems. And there's one that you guys haven't taken yet that I'm surprised.
There's only one. There's only one that I think that might be a hidden gem that I know the two of you don't have. This is my my diamond in the rough.
I have my new top 3 for this last couple rounds here.
I don't know if I should go with favorites or what I think did better in the box office now.
How bad do you want to win,
the next one I'm going with is not something I have seen.
Okay. All right. Well, Steve, you want to kick us off for round 4?
I'm gonna pick a favorite over my best judgment.
I don't know if that's been working for you, buddy.
Hey, Killers of the Flower
Godzilla
Moon did not work, but
worked
Godzilla
great.
did.
I'm gonna go with an animated movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem.
That was on my
Yeah, I
list.
knew you were picking that one.
That one was in my new top.
I genuinely love this movie. Like, it was so much fun, and like, I appreciated that. Like, Amelia appreciated it at 7 years old, and like why I still regard the turtles as like really cool, even though they're giant ninja fighting turtles that eat pizza. The whole visual style of it was super cool. I definitely think it was like they're trying to be, Into the Spider-Verse. It's very close to that. It's like slightly different, but I appreciate any kind of like graphic style that's different. But it was just fun. Like, it was just like a fun 98 minutes or whatever it was to like sit there and watch the turtles like fight all these enemies. And then like I think Ice Cube was the villain, and it always sounded like he was gonna swear. I was like, he's gonna drop like an F-bomb any second, and it never happened, but it like got close. It felt like it was close the whole movie, and I kept looking over at Amelia like, oh, he's gonna swear, isn't he? And he never did. And then, spoiler alert, Shredder shows up in the post credits, so we're looking at a second one in the wings. So I'm excited.
I love that. I was not expecting to like that movie as much as I did.
Oh, it was like a casual like, oh yeah, I'll go see it because it's the Turtles, but Seth Rogen animated Turtles movie, like that's weird. But I gotta go see it, so I really enjoyed it.
I've never been a Turtles fan. I mean, I used to watch it when I was a kid. Yeah. But like I've never been really a fan. I never cared for them. So I went to see that movie. It was the same thing. It was like, oh, it's a last minute movie, short. It's an animated movie. It can't be terrible. And I ended up watching it. And I was like, oh my god, I might be a Turtles fan now.
Turtles are awesome.
Yeah.
I have them tattooed on my ribs. All four Turtles, Master Splinter, and Shredder.
I use paper straws occasionally, so I mean that's got to mean something.
You like pizza?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. We got you there.
You were a teenager once.
Because I have these pulled up on the websites to get the scores. I just forgot about what a stacked cast this thing had.
Oh yeah, the voice cast was
that movie
incredible.
Was and it was a lot darker than I was expecting.
It was funny because like every time somebody started talking, I'm like, oh my god, it's that guy.
Yeah. Or like you're like, who is that? Who is that? Oh yeah, it's him.
Yep.
Rudolph was in it. John Cena was in it.
Oh yeah, John Cena.
Jackie Chan.
He was Splinter, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Post Malone was in it. Just looking at it now.
Was he was like Bebop or Rocksteady, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Yes.
I know my Turtles.
Right. Well,
that's not a bad pick. I thought that was going to be a bad pick, but I don't think it's that bad of a pick.
I remember when it came out, it was getting like the reviews were a lot better, and I think that's what kind of drove me to go see it.
Makes sense.
Colby, you're up.
All right, guys.
Elemental. That's what you're going with?
Nope. I'm pulling out my gem.
Your gem.
My gem.
Cocaine Bear.
If I'm wrong about this, I'm going to be wrong about everything else on my list.
I'm nervous that I might also have this on my list.
Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
Yes. That was going to be my next one.
There is...
I refuse to write that down.
Truth be told, Cassie picked this one out for me.
Makes sense.
But, because I never would have thought about that.
Well, Swifties are going to give it solid reviews.
There's no way that, because the only people that saw this were the Swifties, and there's no way they ever gave it a bad review.
It's just a live concert, right? And her concerts are supposed to be
It was
great.
like a documentary or something? I don't know.
Yeah, like of her live concerts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way they gave it a bad review.
Yeah. That's a smart choice. I don't want it on my list, but...
that was my secret weapon that I thought I had.
That was my secret weapon.
Well,
those are
played,
nuclear weapons right there.
If
Yeah,
I were
they
near
sure
you,
are.
I would shake your hand.
Uh,
Let me just finish averaging that, and then.
Like
So
I said, I owe that one to Cassie.
for the record, none of us saw that.
nope.
No.
Wasn't even on my radar.
Nothing against Taylor Swift.
Truth be told, I don't even really know what it is. So.
Yeah, like you said, it's a live concert for him.
Kobe's playing the game.
I'm very open about my feelings towards Taylor Swift. I like her. I just think she's a little too everywhere right now. And I'm a Kelly Clarkson guy forever. And
I
that,
respect that she's talented. I just don't. It's just.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, my the other top three I had at the start of this round were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Taylor Swift, and the one that I'm about to pick right now. So,
what do you think it's gonna be?
Do you have any guesses?
Wait, is this like a hidden gem, a dark horse, or is this just like one that you liked?
This was the last one from my original 6.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh, that's tough.
And I'm surprised neither one of you had said it.
Is it Mission Impossible?
It is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Because that's on my list.
Oh, so a mild spoiler. I put that on my worst list.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Other than like the cool bike scene, the acting and the floppy plot like really kind of killed it for me.
I will admit that much did not happen in that movie.
The dialogue was brutal. Now we must go on this mission. Do this thing. Like, it was just brutal. But I mean, I think if we didn't know that giant bike jump was coming, it would have made it epic.
Yeah.
The fact that we knew it was coming for like a year and a half, I was like, just do the thing. Like, come on, where's the thing? And the train scene was cool, but like, out of the Mission Impossible movies, it definitely wasn't high up there for me. But I respect that you'd have it on your list, and it probably did okay.
Tom Cruise.
TC, yeah.
Yeah, how dare you insult Tom?
This is the...
But it wasn't Tom's fault.
We've talked about. No. Tom and Haley Atwell did great.
Oh, Haley, I have like a new respect for her. I didn't realize how great she was.
I didn't, honestly, watching the trailers, I wasn't sure if it was her. Like, that kind of looks like Agent Carter, but I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah. I was like, it kind of looks like her, but I don't think it is her.
I also didn't know how hot she was. Like, I was like, she's cute.
No, seriously.
And then I was like, holy shit, like, she's hot.
I'll retweet that.
Well, I think what threw me off is because in Captain America, which I think might be one of the only other movies I've ever seen her in, she looks so much older.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're talking about Captain America, the Winter Soldier, it's because they aged her.
No,
okay. Just making sure.
The original one.
They also did that to her in Ant-Man.
Yep. Nope. I'm still talking about first.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure we were all clear there.
Because she just like, I don't know if it was like makeup or whatever, but like she looks like she's like 35 in Captain America, but then in like Mission Impossible, she looks like she's like 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
Look like completely different people.
To be fair, I think she might be pushing 40 in real life. She
Good
just
for
looks
her.
great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alive.
All right, so that takes us to the end of round 4.
This might be a make or break round. Well, it's gonna get Colby back up.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Let's not try and make assumptions here, because clearly those are not working in our favor.
Haley Atwell is 41, for reference.
Holy crap.
That's good for her.
Yeah.
So how old was she when the first Avenger came out? That was 2011. It was 13 years ago.
28, 29.
Good for her.
Like a fine wine.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ages with time. Which is how time works. Right, round 4. Steve, you had said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yep. IMDb gave that. Any guesses?
7.6.
All right, Colby?
8.3.
IMDb gave it a 7.2.
Oh, that's rough.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Not what I would have expected.
86.
I'm gonna go 78.
Rotten Tomatoes audience score gave it a 90.
Ooh, nice. The audience coming back clutch.
Your round 4 average is an 8.1.
Okay, I'll take it. That's pretty good for a Turtles animated movie.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Steve, that was you. So now moving on to Colby. Your round 4 has Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, which we're owing to your girlfriend Cassie. IMDb. Any guesses?
2.7.
I'm gonna say 7.7.
IMDb 8.2.
Okay.
That seems fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rotten Tomatoes. Guesses?
Let's say
audience score.
99.
98.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 98.
Oh my god!
Woo!
Score.
Your round 4 average is a 9 points.
Yeah, that helped me out a lot.
Good job. Yeah, Colby, that might have made up for what the creator lost. And myself. Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning. Part 1. Starring Tom Cruise.
7.4.
IMDb gave it a 7.7.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way higher than I thought it would have been.
Mm-hmm. Rotten Tomatoes.
75.
81.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The Tom Cruise love is just high.
So my round 4 average there is 8.55. So for round 4, Colby, you have 9, which is still not the highest one on here. Right now, the highest average is still Godzilla -1.
Crazy. That's insane.
None of us would have ever said that.
No.
I tied for second with Across the Spider-Verse. Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Right. Round 5, the penultimate round. Colby, what is your second to last choice?
Okay.
It's getting
All right,
getting real.
I'm getting into my I'm pulling out of my bottom of the barrel here. So I think for this choice, I'm gonna go with The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh, because it just came out, or at the end of the year, so it doesn't have a chance to be bad. Good choice.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I've seen all the Hunger Game movies. I thought that was the best out of all of them.
Really?
Yeah. I never cared for the originals.
Yeah.
I thought it was like it kind of got boring after the first one. It's just the same movie over and over again.
Yeah, each movie got progressively worse.
I read the first 2 books. Never got around to reading the third book. I wanted to, I just never got around to it. My mother did. And she is the type of person who's she'll read a book, she'll never see a movie adaptation because she doesn't want it to be ruined for her. But I got her the book version of this one when it came out, which was about a couple years ago at this point. And my sister wanted to see this one, so I went with her, and my mom wanted to tag along. My mom didn't remember that she had read this book, but she did not complain about it at all. She enjoyed herself seeing it, and I think it's probably because her memory of the book wasn't recent.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a good pick. I haven't seen it, and I don't know if I will, but I may if you guys give it positive recommendations. So.
Yeah, that was one that I went to see just because my sister wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But I
think it's worth watching.
There. And I was talking about it last night when I was out. And who I was out with brought up a good point that a lot of it, the attention comes because the actor who plays President Snow is really hot. And it's a hot villain because he's going to be a villain.
Hot
So,
villain.
like, I had seen the other ones or whatever, but it was nice because this is a prequel, so you don't need to see the other ones to enjoy it, which I always appreciate.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Like it had little subtle references to the Hunger Games, but having someone who I haven't read the book series since I was in like 8th grade and not having read the third one, I still was able to enjoy it with no prior knowledge or minimal, if any.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I always got to appreciate that.
Sorry, I had to banter a little while I did those averages. And then I double checked to make sure I didn't do the math wrong.
Remember those top...
Go ahead.
Remember those Top Gun Maverick posters we got from the movie theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I framed
when we
mine
saw
and put it on the wall. I just happened to look over and see it, so I just felt like I needed to tell you.
I missed that movie.
So, round 5 for me. I'm looking at the list that I have left, and I'm like, from here on out, I don't know how it's gonna go.
It's a wild goose chase at this point.
So I'm gonna go.
Don't do it
with a Man Called Otto.
I never saw that one. That's Tom Hanks, right?
No, I never saw it. It's also not on my list.
I didn't see it either, and I only heard good things about it.
Okay.
So as I look up the score now, I remember when we saw the trailer for that one. Steve, I remember clearly you leaning over to me and saying, "You said, I bet you I can tell you the entire plot of that movie from the trailer."
Yep, I bet you I can. He's a sourpuss, and
as you mentioned,
the neighbors move in, and none of them like each other. But then they figure out that he has like a certain way about him, and then he starts to like them, and then he dies and gives everything to them. It's the same movie we've seen 100 times.
None of us have seen the movie to tell you if that has actually happened. Spoilers. We should issue, if we can edit this, we should issue a spoiler to anything that came out in 2023.
Yeah, it's a little late for spoilers, but oh well.
Just a little bit, you know. All right, so that was my round 1 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, because we're going into our last round here, I want to give us an averages of where we're all at.
Wait, I didn't get to pick yet.
After Steve goes, because I just realized you didn't go yet.
I just got so upset.
Well, I wanted to make sure I didn't lose a pick.
I, for some reason, thought I was going last and had to do all the calculations. So while Steve talks about his 5th pick, I'm going to do some calculations.
I don't know how this movie did. I can only assume that the scores remained high because it was recent. But I'm going to pick Wonka for my...
That was on my list.
That was on my
movie.
List also. I enjoyed that.
I saw it because, like, there's not a ton of things that I can bring Amelia to see. Like, it's not like animated movies come out every week. But I was like, oh, we can go see this one together. Low expectations. It was a lot better than I expected it to be, and not as weird as the trailers made it seem. It wasn't as clunky as the trailer. The trailer felt like it was clunky, and this was like straightforward and like pretty funny. Chalamet, like, he's no Gene Wilder, obviously, and like he wasn't even the best actor in the movie. It's like another one of those like where you're, the reason why you're marketing the movie is Timothée Chalamet is Willy Wonka, but he wasn't even the best character. Hugh Grant played an Oompa Loompa, which was fantastic, and like
that was awesome.
They like played the Oompa Loompa in like a weird, cool way that you're like, oh, that's funny. Like, I can respect that. It's not as strange and weird as them just like dancing around and helping in a chocolate factory. And I think it probably did okay in the box office because, young families went and saw it. So it's my pick.
A good one. I remember seeing that one, and again, I'm a huge fan of this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory story. Gene Wilder's version is the best. The Johnny Depp one will give me nightmares.
I like that one in a weird way.
He looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That's all I can picture when I see it. But the musical adaptation of that show, I think, is so much. It's just incredible. I would say it's better than the Gene Wilder version They don't hold back with it. Like, they go all out. I think they're trying to make it. I think the musical is based on the Gene Wilder version, but
Okay.
like every song in that musical is like awesome.
Yeah.
I saw it a few years ago, and when the Oompa Loompas came on, the audience went crazy.
Nice.
And that's how it should be. um, yeah. So I'm gonna just get these averages going. Hang on.
This is the last round of our best movies, and then we got
Where'd
our
it go?
3 worst movies. So when we're done with the 6 rounds, like I want to read off like my remaining best movies, and then I got a couple movies that I haven't seen yet that may have made my list if I saw them. So I'll just read those off real quick at the end of the next round.
Sure. I'm almost done there. Just doing a couple calculations. I was using the calculator app on my my laptop, and then I realized I have a calculator on my phone that's much easier to use.
Nice.
Wow. We are very, very, very close. But before I get into those averages, let me tell us how round 5 went. So round 5 was Colby went first with the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
IMDb.
That's a 8.3.
I'm gonna say 7.8.
IMDb gave it a 6.9.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes.
83.
Oh, I don't know, man. 72.
Rotten
Tomatoes gave it an 89.
Oh, there you
God.
go.
So your average for this round here was a 7.9.
All right.
Okay. Not terrible.
For myself, A Man Called Otto.
Ooh. 7.5. 7.5.
Say 8.1.
Steve, you got it. 7.5 for IMDb.
Ooh. Yeah, it feels like 3/4 of a good movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, we know how you feel about it.
82. Everyone loves Tom Hanks. It's got to be high.
I'm going to say 78.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97.
I'm not good at this game.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. These are audience scores.
Movie. That's why. It's a feel-good movie.
So my average was an 8.6. Steve, you said
Man
Wonka.
named Otto. Come on. 8.4. 8.4.
I'm going to say 8.1.
IMDb.
Oh, that's
gave
low.
it 7.3.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. I
think fans though. Fans will give it a 91, so
I'm gonna say 88.
Steve, would you call yourself a fan of this movie?
Yeah, 91.
Because it got 91 on Rotten Tomatoes.
There we go. Blow
Steve, you guessed the perfect score. If we were doing an incentive for that, I would award it to you, but we're not. And your total average is 8.2 for that.
Extra point.
So I just want to before I reveal the averages going into the last round, I want to see what's the worst and the best on this list here.
Godzilla -1, the best.
The lowest average we have on the list here was Colby's number 3, The Creator.
Really?
Dude, I can't believe how bad that got demolished.
Movies?
That average was 7.2. Wow. And checking to make sure nothing's messed up there. The number 1 is Godzilla -1 at 9.05.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
Right, so
Godzilla -1.
We are very close.
You guys should go see it.
I'm gonna share my
I do
screen so
want to
you
see
can
it.
see these averages. In third place, Colby with 8.3.
Well,
Okay.
you're on the rise.
Second place
Yeah.
is Steve with 8.38.
Oh man.
In third place
Recount.
is me with 8.4.
Oh wow. That's like
Okay.
ball hairs apart.
Yeah, so like
I
depending on this last pick could
this
really make it or
this
break
could
it for
make a
somebody.
difference. Yeah, like this is
Yeah.
Should I start looking up a movie now so I can cheat?
No.
no one's
Stay
gonna
right where
no
you
one's
are.
gonna know as long as you don't say anything. So I'm gonna
This is
okay,
rough.
so
I know what I'm
this is
going with.
it. This is the last round and I go first. So this is gonna go one way or the other. All right. Well, before I give my pick, I'm gonna give the rest of the movies that were on my list.
Okay.
Okay. So which means I have to pick. Okay.
Are you picking one of the ones on this list and we're gonna decide?
Yes.
Like read off yours and we'll decide which one you're gonna pick?
I like that idea.
Okay.
I have 7 movies left.
Oh wow, that's
So the
impressive.
first one was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Gross.
My second one was Creed 3.
I had that on my not sure list. I don't know if it was. I just didn't know what to do with it.
I never saw it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I had Strays.
I didn't. That's like that weird animated or the
It was
dog.
the Will
movie.
Ferrell. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
Will Ferrell movie.
I didn't see that one. I wanted to.
Me
I
and
didn't.
Cassie saw it. It was so fucking stupid.
Then I had No Hard Feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see that one, but I didn't.
Me and Kate watched that a few days ago. It's not a great movie, but like it's funny and it has its moments.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Didn't that tank? I think I remember that tanking. I wouldn't pick that one.
I think I may have tried to go with the audience on that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I have that on my list as well, and I was thinking audience. I knew critic scores destroyed it, but I feel like the audience really liked it because kids liked it. It was it was a horror movie, but it was meant for kids, and I know kids loved it.
Like all my kids were talking about it. Knock at the Cabin.
I had that on my list.
And the last one I had was Magic Mike's Last Dance.
So you're gonna pick one of those? Jesus.
I will say that none of the things you picked is the choice that I'm choosing.
Yeah, none of those are the one that I would go with either.
Okay. Well, I don't know how any of these are gonna do. I
So
only
pretty
saw Knock at the Cabin. And I'm not picking Knock at the Cabin. Did you want to take a guess?
Oh, you're picking Magic Mike for sure.
I honestly have no clue. That list is all over the place.
It's like a dumpster fire, basically.
Yeah, I don't know which one's worse.
I'm gonna go with Creed 3.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the safest
you might
option.
do okay there.
Boy, I haven't looked it up yet.
I've never seen it, so I have nothing to say about it.
It's not bad. Like, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan directed it, and Jonathan Majors. It's probably his last movie. So, it wasn't bad for what it was, but like they made a conscious decision to not have Sylvester Stallone make an appearance, and that kind of hurt the movie.
Oh, he wasn't in it at all?
No, he usually like in the early one, Creed 1 and 2. I think he makes little appearances, and I think he's in both of them.
Well, I watched Creed 1, and he was in a lot, if not most, of Creed 1.
Because he like owns the restaurant, and like Michael B. Jordan like goes up there. Yeah, and then the second one, I believe he makes like a big cameo appearance in the middle to like motivate him, and then he's just not in the third one at all. So that kind of hurt it for me. Also, the final fight was in Dodger Stadium, like it was an outdoor boxing venue, and it was shot cool. Like it was shot in a way that no fighting, like boxing match sequence has ever been shot, but like it kind of was disorienting. I just want to see like a straight up brawl to end your movie. You know?
Steve takes away points because he doesn't like outside. So
yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Stay
Fair
inside.
enough.
Stay inside, kids. Stay
inside,
inside.
kids. Who's up next?
Am I next or is
Steve? You are up next. Sorry, I was
holy shit.
Don't pick my movie, man. Don't you pick my movie.
All right.
What are you
We're
picking?
still friends right now. Don't you pick my movie.
I don't necessarily want this movie, but I'm gonna pick Elemental. I think it probably did okay for fans and Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the only movie on my list that I wouldn't care to have on my list. But
do you want to read the rest of your list off? What do you have left?
Oh, I fucked that up, didn't I? Sorry.
That's all right.
I
can do calculations while you do that.
I have a couple not sures. They were like movies that if I was desperate, I would go to. Those were Indiana Jones. I didn't really like it, but I wasn't sure how it would do.
I don't think that one got very good reviews.
No. Haunted Mansion, which I actually enjoyed more than I thought. I
haven't seen it, but I would like to watch it.
It's fun. It's like a fun ride. You'll never watch it again, but like it's fun while you're there. Cocaine Bear was fun. Like it was never gonna make a list, but I had to write it down.
That movie, yeah.
I wrote down Elemental, which I just said. I also wrote down, which everyone hated. I really liked 65. Do you remember that Adam Driver dinosaur movie?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I had no interest in seeing that.
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I saw it. I don't know if I saw it with you guys, but
no, I think you saw it, and I was like, "How was it?" And you were like, "It's not bad. Like you won't hate it, but you won't love it."
I was disappointed at the lack of dinosaurs, and then the CGI. The CGI was not great.
And then one that we didn't say, but I don't know if how the reviews would be. Remember Sisu?
That's on my list. That's not the movie I was going to pick, but that's on my list.
That movie was awesome, but I don't think enough people saw it or reviewed it.
It's not better than John Wick, though.
No, but it was awesome. Like it was a whole lot of fun to watch. He had no lines, and then at the very end of the movie, he was like, "Give me my money," or whatever he said.
Yeah, he literally did not say a single word the entire movie.
Fantastic. You don't have to remember any dialogue, plot. It was great. I wrote down The Machine. I don't know if you guys have even heard of that one. It's like the Mark Hamill, Burt Kreischer movie, like comedy. It's just really fun. I like him as a stand-up, so that's why I like the movie. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. It was pretty good when we saw it.
That on my list. I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
I didn't see that one with you guys.
Did you not?
Migration?
No.
Migration was on my list.
Did I see Transformers?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't remember seeing that one.
I think that was a double feature we did with Sisu or something. We did a couple double features.
No, I know. I have no recollection.
It was definitely a double feature.
Remember at the end, there's a post-scene credits with G.I. Joe?
That's right.
You'd only remember that if you saw it, so.
That's the only part I remember. No, I didn't see that. I saw that clip on TikTok. I didn't see that movie.
Really?
What? Because I know for a fact you and me went and it was a double feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we saw something right after.
Who knows? It's a...
Well, Colby, you said you're not picking Sisu?
I'm not picking Sisu.
So, just for the record, Sisu would have been the lowest scoring movie on our list so far.
I just didn't. Good thing I didn't pick it.
Yeah, the average.
It's a great movie, though.
So, just IMDb gave it a 6.9. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 88. That averaged 7.85. Currently, our lowest one right now is
not terrible.
Actually, our lowest average is Barbie.
Really?
Yeah, 7.6.
Well, because it got so many reviews and it got.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. The creator 7.2.
God damn it!
Sorry, I am.
Then,
I did that genuinely.
I got a couple
you
more.
You just rickrolled.
I did.
I got Extraction 2. That was that like Chris Hemsworth Netflix movie. You guys see
I
that?
haven't seen that, but I would like to. I saw the first
No, I
one.
hadn't.
Yeah, the second one's really good too. It's the same thing. It's a John Wick, but like a military soldier instead of like a, John Wick in a suit, basically.
It's just Thor.
Basically. Old Dads. It's like the Bill Burr movie that he just made a couple months ago. We
Never
watched it
saw
the other
that
night.
one.
It was just a fun watch. I was never gonna say it. I just wanted to write it down. And then The Killer, which is a Netflix movie, was a David Fincher movie with Michael Fassbender. It was really good. It's a very like genre type movie. Like it has a certain pace and a certain. If you've seen a Fincher movie, it's his very. It's like Tarantino has his style. Fincher has his own style.
I don't watch too many streaming movies.
I don't typically, unless it's like. I don't know. Certain ones just catch my eye for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it for my best.
Colby.
Last pick.
So
in the draft.
I guess I'll read my list.
Yeah, read your list.
I'll put I'm going to say Sisu right now because we know that's not what I'm picking.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sisu, Little Mermaid, the remake, Blue Beetle, Dungeons and Dragons, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Migration.
Forgot about Dungeons and Dragons.
So I did not do Five Nights at Freddy's or Sisu.
Probably doing Dungeons and Dragons.
That was going to be my guess as well.
That is the one I'm going with, Dungeons and Dragons.
Because the nerds came out in droves and probably gave it good reviews.
I am not a Dungeons and Dragons player. I don't really know much of Dungeons and Dragons, but I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet. I need to see it.
I thought it was just a really fun action adventure movie.
Yeah.
If you like Chris Pine, you'll enjoy it. If you really don't like Chris Pine, you might not like it.
It felt like I was watching Chris Pine.
Chris Pine heavy.
Whether or not you like Chris Pine will determine whether or not you like that movie. If you enjoy Chris Pine, you'll have a good time.
Gotcha. Wait, Andrew, can you do the numbers for Elemental?
Yes, I have them.
Cool.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, the IMDb score for Elemental, if we want to take a guess.
83.3.
I'm going to say 7.1.
Elemental got a 7.
I knew it didn't do that good. That's why I didn't pick it.
Rotten Tomatoes?
99.
82.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 93.
Oh,
I thought
nice.
you said 9.
No.
Yeah, just a 9 out of 100. Woo.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
There. So your round 6 average is 8.15.
That's not bad for round 6.
Yeah, I'd say that. And so, Colby, you already did yours. Let me just do the average right now. Sorry. So I have the numbers written down. Your IMDb score. Any guesses?
For what movie did we say again? Oh, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
7.0, 7 flat.
I'm gonna say 8.2.
IMDb gave that a 7.3.
Okay.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Rotten Tomatoes?
87.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 93.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So your average there is 8.3 for that round there. So
I'm
let me
upset with that.
do the calculations here. I've already done mine and Steve's, and it is very close.
All right. I also had a need to see list. Let me just run through these real quick.
Do that while I add these up.
I really wanted to see the Guy Ritchie The Covenant movie. That's like the Jake Gyllenhaal war movie. Never got to see that. Oh is Afraid, which is like a weird Joaquin Phoenix movie. The Sound of Freedom. Remember that movie that about like
I remember that. Yeah, the theaters kept shutting off or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a movie that came out on Netflix called They Cloned Tyrone, which is like a John Boyega movie. That's like a sci-fi movie that's supposed to be pretty good. Equalizer 3, I never got to see. Dumb Money, I never got to see. Bottoms, which is like a high school movie where this girl starts a fight club, is supposed to be pretty good. I never saw Aquaman. I wanted to see it if it would make my worst list, but I never got to see it.
It's on my worst list.
I never got to see it, so I don't know if I could or not, which I mean, I kind of assume yes.
I mean, I know it did not make like any money, so that has to mean it's bad.
Yeah. Ferrari, I want to see. That's like the Adam Driver movie. Rebel Moon, which is like a Netflix movie that Zack Snyder just released, I want to see. And then Iron Claw, which is that wrestling movie that came out with Zac Efron.
I saw Iron Claw.
How was it?
I thought it was all right. The Jeremy Allen White. I don't even know which one that is.
Shameless.
I hate him.
Okay.
On
like in everything he's in,
molecular level. I just think he's the ugliest fucking guy I've ever seen in my life. I just hate him.
He's so good in everything, though.
I cannot stand him. And you know, there was a long time where I hated Zac Efron, and then there was a period of time where Zac Efron grew on me. I'm back in that period where I hate Zac Efron. So, I think the movie was good. It was based on a true story, so I think it depicted the story pretty well. It was very emotional and stuff, but other than that, I did not like them in it. I mean, if you don't mind them, you'll probably enjoy the hell out of the movie.
Oh, I like all of them, so I'll probably enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I just particularly don't like those two actors.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when like two of the actors you hate the most are in the same movie.
Yeah, I think if it was other people other than them, I would have been fine. And I think everybody else in the movie was phenomenal. It was just I don't really care for those two people.
Have you seen The Bear or Shameless with him in it?
I've seen Shameless. Shameless does nobody any good.
I couldn't really get into it.
I don't know that Shameless does anybody any good. Okay.
It's just a fun watch to see dysfunction.
I have not seen The Bear, mainly out of protest because he's in it.
Okay.
That's a really, really good show.
I just can't stand his face, man. I just can't do it.
I get it totally. Like, there's certain movies. Do you know who Giovanni Ribisi is?
No.
He's like the asshole in Avatar who like wants to in the first Avatar movie who wants to like.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the little wily guy.
I hate that guy with a passion. Like he's in Ted. He's the bad weird guy in the first Ted movie. And I'm like, I hate this guy. Like everything he's in, I just don't really want to watch. If he's a big part of it, I'm not watching it. Like I just don't like him. He's terrible. I just hate him. His face makes me angry.
Have you guys seen the new Ted show?
No, it looks bad.
Looks
I didn't know it existed until like a day ago.
Well, the kid was doing an interview and he's like, I know I'm supposed to be Mark Wahlberg, but like, I can't do Mark Wahlberg. It was like, yeah, you can. Everyone can do Mark Wahlberg.
Everybody can do Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg doesn't even do a good Mark Wahlberg.
No. And I was like, what are you talking about?
This is very true.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Say hello to your mother for me, all right?
Motherfucker.
I think I found a transformer.
I'm just making sure all the numbers are right. Because I did make a calculation error for one of them.
Oh man!
And
yes,
I'm redoing all of them. All of them.
Does that change things?
Yeah, I won.
Did you like that? Okay, I have
Don't pull a fast one on me here, Andrew. I know where you live. I'll come and get you right now.
Oh my god, for a split second he actually did sound like Mark Wahlberg. That was terrifying. Mark, leave the chat. This podcast isn't open to you, Mark. Go home.
Go home, Mac.
Yeah, you're not sponsoring us.
We still have to do our worst three. I feel like how long are we at right now?
Good question.
We are at a little over an hour, it looks like.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I thought it was longer.
Not
That's
bad.
cool.
All right.
We're at about an hour and a half at recording.
I have the totals.
All right. You going to share them?
Yeah. I was gonna if you really want
No
to know.
funny business this time.
Before
No
I
funny
share
business.
them, I'm gonna
I
go
know
through
where
our
you
list
work.
again, and I'm gonna go through the lists, and
Okay.
I'm gonna list off the 6 we had said. I'm gonna say what the best one was and what the worst ones were, and then I'll do overall best one and overall worst, and then I'll give the results.
Sounds good. I'm just going to sit back and listen, all right?
All right, so Steve, your 6 films were John Wick 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, Godzilla -1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wonka, and Elemental.
It's a great fucking list right there.
Your lowest film on that list was Killers of the Flower Moon with an 8.05 average.
Brutal.
Your highest with an
Godzilla.
average of 9.05. Also, the highest overall film on this list, Godzilla -1.
That is insane.
That's nuts.
Steve,
There's no
you were
way.
the only.
There's 10
only
movies
one
better than that.
Yeah, you were the only one of the three of us who did not have a 7 in the average.
Nice. That doesn't mean I won, though.
No, it doesn't. But I felt like
oh, wow. Pretty sure
that was an honorable mention.
I was going to say, Steve, that doesn't sound like it went good for you.
Nope.
Obi, your 6 films were Oppenheimer, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
Damn right.
The Creator,
Shibuya.
Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour,
Hell yeah.
Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves.
Oh my god.
Your highest film on that list was, with a 9.0 average, Taylor Swift.
Turning to Mark Wahlberg and JFK.
I was going for Mocky Mock, but if you had JFK, we could stick with that. Your highest film on that list was Taylor Swift 9.0, and your lowest was The Creator with 7.2. Also, the lowest one on all of our lists.
Ooh, that's
Thanks
rough.
for rubbing it in.
Well, someone had to do it. All
right, JFK over there and Marky Mark, you guys need to step aside.
Okay, so now my list. The 6 I had were Barbie, Super Mario Brothers, Across the Spider-Verse, Mission Impossible, A Man Called Otto, and Creed 3. My highest scoring one, with 9.0 average, was Across the Spider-Verse.
Makes sense.
And my lowest scoring, with an average of 7.6, was Barbie. I was in the middle for both of those. So, we have our results. Should I do lowest to highest? Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the scores, but not say who had what, so you can hear how close they were.
Sounds good.
So, the last place average was an 8.3.
Obi.
The second place average was an 8.34.
Wow.
First place has an average of 8.35.
8.4 is higher than 8.35.
Did I say 8.4?
Yes.
For the second one?
Yes.
Okay, so I meant to say 8.34. Dyslexia, what can you do?
I want a total recount.
I demand a revote.
I can rescore all of these if you would like.
I think we're good.
Okay, so third place, 8.3. Second place, my mistake, 8.34. First place, 8.35.
That's crazy.
That is very crazy.
0.05 of each other.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
I should get the full numbers, but there was like 8.346666.
I mean,
the other one.
Yeah,
that's
deep
how
down, I know I won, so that's all that matters.
I think
So
it's Andrew, me, Colby.
I think that creator really dragged me down.
did.
I think I'm going. Yeah, I think Andrew, Steve, me. That creator destroyed my scoring.
You would both be correct. In third place
Yeah.
with 8.3, Colby Watson. Second place with 8.34, Steve Russo, and in first place with 8.35, that's me, Andrew Mortarelli.
That's crazy, though.
Very close. I'm gonna share so you guys can just look at the overall.
And we still have to do our worst three.
Yeah.
Yes. Are we gonna score those, or we just want to do like our worst three for the year?
Just
That's kind of weird, hard to score, right?
I think. Yeah. What I thought about doing was. Yeah, my thought was if we could do our worst three, and then, whoever had the lowest score, we get a bonus point.
Well, can I put the creator on my list?
You mean a bonus 0.01 point?
Right. Yeah. Right. We have a tiebreaker. We have to pick a movie and then just go with that. All right. Who wants to go first for their bottom three?
Well, you won, so you go first.
All right. I'm not going to do the scores for these.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay. Okay.
We'll just round robin bottom three.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, and this is in no particular order. I had Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I didn't even think of movies like that. But yeah, that makes sense.
My second one was Renfield. Nicolas Cage.
About that one.
And I had The Meg 2.
Okay. All right. The Meg 2 is the only one that you listed off that I had on my list.
Okay.
Steve, you can go next.
Second place.
I went with Ant-Man Quantumania.
That was on my list.
I didn't like that one. Napoleon.
That was also on my list.
That movie was so bad. And Flash.
That was also on my list.
All right.
Well, I'm down to my scraps.
Well, give your scraps, and then I'll give my couple more.
Okay, so actually, no, I'm down to I only have two scraps. The two scraps that I have, that I'm not choosing, is Wish and Fast X Part 1. Those are what I'm not choosing.
Okay.
I didn't see Fast X.
The three that I am choosing is Aquaman,
makes sense,
The Marvels, and Shazam.
I had Marvels on my list. Didn't see Shazam.
I didn't either.
I didn't really want to see Shazam.
I didn't want to see any of those.
The two alternatives I had at the bottom were Aquaman 2, and this is a film I did not see. And I only saw the title of it and thought this had to be a terrible movie. It's a Wonderful Knife.
Never heard of it.
A Thanksgiving slasher movie or something?
That might be what it is. I'm looking it up now.
No, it's not that.
That one's called Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So, It's a Wonderful Knife. The plot: after saving her town from a psychotic killer, Winnie I don't know how to say her last name. Theories. Yeah, right. Life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she had never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where without her, things could be much, much worse.
Wow. Real original.
Looks terrible. Got a 5.2 on IMDb.
Pretty bad. I have one on my list that I was really excited to see, and I just didn't get it. I don't know if it was bad or if I just didn't get it. And it was Asteroid City, which was like that Wes Anderson movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did we just lose Colby?
And if we lost Colby, no, Craig's still here. You good,
We lost you
Colby?
there for a second. Hello. Well, I'll keep going so it's not weird.
I think a Transformer got him.
So hold on.
Did you break the internet?
I'm here.
That was Craig.
But did Craig just pop back up?
He
I
never
don't think
went
he
away.
left.
So it looks like um
Did it stop
my
recording?
Discord had just crashed.
So it's still in my chat. I have the option to stop the recording.
Yeah,
Is
so I
it
think
still
Craig
going?
never went anywhere because Andrew was in here first, so I don't know if it like makes him the leader of the.
Oh, okay.
I don't
thingy,
either.
you know?
All right,
So
then he didn't stop.
we can finish this off and then we'll check after.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second, but Craig didn't go anywhere.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I
checked out,
we
and
can
that was
edit
the
that
first,
part out.
and it still had him in the. Oh, for those of you who don't know, Craig is our voice recorder.
I know we're like Craig. People are like,
I
who
probably
the fuck's Craig?
should have clarified that. Yeah, Craig's not a real person.
Screw it, we'll do it live.
Yep.
But I was just saying, Asteroid City was a movie I was really looking forward to by Wes Anderson because I like a lot of his movies. But I don't know if I just didn't get it or I just didn't like it or whatever the case was. But I sat there and stared at it, and by the time it was over, I was just like, what the hell? Like, why did I just... And I'm pretty sure I rented it. It was one of those movies that was like $4, and I was like, I really wanted to see this. And I was like, so bad. So, I don't rent movies. And this is why.
There you go.
Woo! I think they're pretty good lists. Which, if you had to sit down with the list of 6, which list of 6 would you most want to watch? That's not your own.
I really don't want to watch Taylor Swift, so I'm just not choosing that.
Steve, I like your list. The only one I'm impartial to is Killers of the Flower Moon.
You'd like that one though.
Okay.
Steve's like, no, but yeah, that one's for you.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, I think I would go with. Oh, I don't know, man.
It's tough.
Steve, I have Taylor Swift. I mean, what more could you want?
I don't know. I'd probably go for Andrews and skip A Man Called Otto.
So I would go for yours and skip DiCaprio. I'd skip DiCaprio. You'd skip Hanks.
But by that nature, I could watch Colby's list, skip Taylor Swift, and see 3 movies that I haven't seen before. That's tough.
Yeah, I got a pretty good lineup of stuff you have seen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer and Guardians is pretty good. I like mine though. I'm a big fan. I'm happy with mine.
I'm gonna go with Andrew's list, I think.
Andrew's list is hot garbage.
Yeah, if I had to.
Yeah, no, I'm going.
I mean, I would have
joking.
Not being selfish. I would have picked my own list. But I like Steve's too, and I like Colby's too. These are all good lists.
They're average.
The Creator's not a good movie.
Apparently, it's the worst one. So
apparently,
I loved it. I really was surprised by that.
I thought it was really good. I think you would like it, Steve.
I will watch it because I know it's streaming, so it's not like I have to work at it.
I think it's funny how the lowest scoring one and the highest scoring ones are the two I was most shocked by. Like,
yeah,
Godzilla.
That's crazy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it just came out in December, so like it could be recency bias where like the numbers aren't tailing off yet.
Yeah,
but because a lot of these
it
movies
is just kind of crazy though.
High. It is crazy. And some of the numbers are strange. So what was the highest IMDb score?
Highest IMDb.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse, 8.6.
And the highest Rotten Tomatoes. Godzilla -1. And Taylor Swift.
Right, lowest IMDb was Creed 3.
Okay.
Highest was... We already said that. Highest was was Across the Spider-Verse there, and then lowest Rotten Tomatoes was.
Hopefully, people make it this far.
Yeah, seriously. Like I'm hoping that like.
Guys, I know how to bring them back.
McDonald's?
I was just gonna say chicken McNuggets.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh my god, it's like Mark Wahlberg and JFK had a love child.
We should watch that. We should watch that movie. What is it called? Blade Runner?
Oh yeah,
no.
Blade Runner. I forgot about that one.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, we're never.
I'm about voiced out now. That was fun.
All right. This was fun.
That was more fun than I kind of expected it to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was so shocking, all of our guesses.
And that competition factor too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure exactly how it was gonna work. It sounded good, and I was like, yeah, and then we're gonna make it clunky somehow because that's what we do.
Yeah, we didn't get off topic.
It's pretty streamlined.
It's good.
Yeah.
Go us.
Yeah, we're crushing it.
Yeah. I think I deserve some McDonald's.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening to this episode. We do have a tentative lineup for next week or next episode.
Yes. We're gonna do this except 2024 without the
predictions.
Numbers.
Yes, predictions.
We should probably do top 10.
Sure.
So we can
that would have 30 movies total.
Oh yeah.
No, I think we could because we got to keep it like this, no crossover.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm fine with keeping
maybe
it
keep 6. Yeah.
That makes sense. I was overshooting it.
And then we could do one worst.
Like the worst movie of the year.
What movie you think we're gonna flop? Yeah. And then I'll just have 2 alternatives for that. That way we can just do one of each of them there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm okay with that.
I'll do some thinking during the week too. Maybe we can have like random categories of like little movies. Like I don't know. Just trying to think of ideas.
And it'll probably go faster too with us not knowing anything about.
That's my thought. Yeah. Plus, we're not doing numbers, so like we might burn through that in 15 minutes, and then we're like, oh.
Yeah, and at the same time, none of us have seen any of these movies. We have nothing to base anything on.
Just like actors, directors, trailers. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And should we have, for the order, have Colby, Steve, and then me, because Colby was last place for this year?
You should go first. It should go in the order that we just came in.
Yeah.
I would think.
I'm okay with that. I wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with whatever.
I'll make that spreadsheet.
You know what, guys? This isn't fair, all right?
I'm going to stop shitting.
Why don't you go cry me a river, okay, bud?
You know what? Maybe I will. I don't know what that was. I just had a stroke.
Go find yourself a transformer.
I thought the whole thing shut down.
Maybe don't get assassinated like JFK.
Oh, Marky Mark.
Yeah, you got like old school TV when they're like, you see, yes.
Well, yeah, it's very, very.
It's like a JFK and Mark Wahlberg had a baby.
Well, all right then.
All right, should we sign out here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching, listening. We're a podcast.
That we are.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.